Hi, I'm Solomon Miller. It's a question many lowerclassmen here at ORHS ask from time to time. Freshmen and sophomores don't have off-campus lunch? What's up with that? What has caused the 9th and 10th grades of this high school to be barred from getting some good old Taco Bell? I interviewed some students and staff to find out.
When picking up interviews from the school, I made sure to get perspectives from every side of the issue. I interviewed a few students and teachers for their opinions and what ideas they had of the ban taking place. Some people were for it.
So why do you think the lowerclassmen of ORHS should be allowed to go off campus for lunch? What are your opinions?
So I think we should go off of campus so that we can go to like different restaurants, or we can, do what we want and not have to worry about the teachers getting on to us each second about walking out. Now, I could be wrong, but some other people might like that. I don't know. We could walk home and eat lunch there, or just different things.
While others voiced their opposition to it.
Why do you think that the sophomores and freshmen aren't able to go off campus for lunch, first of all?
Well, I think why the freshmen and sophomores should not be able to go off lunch, go off campus for lunch, is because that they don't have the sense of responsibility that the upperclassmen would have that comes with their age. Because knowing freshmen, they would, like go across town to grab like some small thing and then not be able to come back and then like get in a lot of trouble, or they could just like get into like some accident on the way out and then not like and then have the school get in trouble for that. And like plus like they're just going to be using their parents' money, and like I get it that that they can bring something here, but I don't think the younger classmen would have that much responsibility.
Some, however, had no opinion.
I don't have a strong opinion about it. I, if I had the opportunity, I wouldn't use it because I don't really have anybody to take me anywhere. So,
I also made sure to ask some teachers as to what they thought of this ban. What are your opinions on freshmen and sophomores not being able to go out off campus for lunch, and why do you think this is the reason?
I think that sophomores and freshmen not being allowed off campus for lunch is really mainly a practical reason, since they don't drive, since they don't always have rides. It could be a logistical nightmare trying to keep track of students when they're coming and going during lunch, whether they have rides with friends or not. And also, I really feel like it could be a safety issue if you have juniors and seniors who are providing rides and people piling in cars, freshmen and sophomores piling in cars during lunch. It's a safety issue as it is with juniors and seniors. I think it would become a much larger safety issue if we included our freshmen and sophomores.
I do not think that lowerclassmen should go off campus for lunch for the simple fact of they don't have the ability to be able to drive, or they could get in trouble with upperclassmen, and also with their guided study intervention or their guided study classes. They need to have that time to work on their classes instead of going out and eating lunch.
Most of the people I interviewed placed the blame mostly on the fact that freshmen and sophomores had a lack of transportation. As a last stop, I stopped by the counseling offices to have an interview with Miss Taylor, the senior counselor. It was time for me to get some more answers. She had this to say.
Okay, so Miss Taylor, I just wanted to ask you about why freshmen and sophomores aren't able to go off campus for lunch, And I wanted to ask you, what are some reasons for that, and what do you personally think of it?
Well, I can't tell you exactly why because I didn't make that decision. That's been going on for years. This is my 12th year here at Oak Ridge High School, and it's always been like that. It was like that when I came. I would guess what my personal opinion is one is transportation. Also, I think it's a big transition from middle school to high school. And I think getting acclimated and adjusting and having that lunch study hall or a lunch class helps get them in the routine of high school and lets them mature a little bit. I think maturity is a big part of that too, leaving campus, being mature enough to handle that responsibility of leaving and coming back on time to be in class.
What do you personally think of this ban, as I call it?
Again, my answer was based off my opinion as far as not having the transportation to get off campus and just maturing a little, giving students time to mature. And I think it's a good thing as a parent. I've got a junior that just now has off campus, and I'm thankful that I think she was ready to go off campus this year. I don't know freshman, sophomore year that she would have been ready to do that.
So you think it's a good idea?
I do think it's a good idea. I know that's probably not the unpopular opinion, but I do think it's a good idea.
All right. Well, do you think there would be any, say, loopholes to help reverse or change up this decision so freshmen and sophomores could in some way be allowed to go off campus? Do you think that's possible?
I think, possibly. My question would be, the first thing would be transportation. How are they going to go? Are they going to walk? Is that a safety concern when you have a bunch of, I know when you first get your driver's license, you're only allowed to have one non-family member in your car at the age of 16. And so is everybody going to pile in a car and, break that law and have a safety concern there too? I don't know. So there's lots of things to think about like that.
All in all, the favorable opinion was toward barring lowerclassmen from going out to eat off campus. This has led to this reporter commenting, "Sorry, freshmen and sophomores, maybe till next year, or two if you're freshmen." I'm Solomon Miller.